Welcome to Hope for Everybody, a channel that exists to highlight people and places that are all about providing hope to people in need. Check out today's episode.
Tell me, how did you get involved, like that kind of roundabout story with Hope Prison Ministries to begin with?
Chandler had previously discipled, or he used to preach at our unit Jordan, and he was discipling some men there, and I knew those men later on. I never actually saw Chandler preach there, and so those men discipled me when I came to faith in Christ, and then later on they put me in touch with Chandler, and we continued communicating through mail and even on the phone we talked.
So when you got out of jail, were you a part of the housing system, and how did that work?
Yeah, I just got out. I just got out Monday, and so yeah, Chandler picked me up from Huntsville and drove me over here, and so I've been there a week now.
So tell me a little bit about how the discipleship worked, and what was that doing for you when you were there, and like, just where did that take you? Where were you when you started that, and then where did you end up?
So one of the things that really helped about Hope Ministries was that their material was really biblical, and it was really gospel centered, and so he sent me books on certain issues like addictions and sexual issues and things like that. Very practical books, but they were really gospel centered, as opposed to in prison, man, you got a lot of different teachings, prosperity gospel and such. And a lot of false teaching, and so Hope Prison Ministries really helped me by, giving me this gospel-centered material, and not only that, offering hope and offering even assistance, encouragement through the phone, prayer through the phone, through phone calls, just chatting, and also the letters, the books. So whenever he sends you the books, you write summaries on the books, and then he'll respond to them. And just correspond through that, and the books are real good. So
tell me about the correspondence. Like, how is that encouraging? Or do you enjoy that? Like, what about that is special?
So the correspondence is good. Yeah, it's good because you have someone to write to actually I guess how can I say it? Actually respond to your ideas and what you're writing and what you think, yeah, it's very encouraging. It's very encouraging because it's just it's basically, it's almost like long distance discipleship, maybe, you're reading these books and you're writing the summaries and then you're writing down your ideas, what you get from it, and then he's responding, and so saying, this is what it's saying, and so yeah, that's real good.
So tell me a little bit about how does it make you feel knowing that you can get out of the prison system and you're not just going to be like, left on the street trying to figure out what to do, that they're there to kind of grab you, meet you, like you said, on Monday, and you're already, because of that whole process of discipleship, you're kind of already in a groove. So how does that make you feel as opposed to some people that maybe don't have that?
So Hope Prison Ministries, is real good, and getting out and going to Hope, it really helped me. Get adjusted more quickly. Chandler already knew what I had to do as far as, requirements for parole and all these different things. And so it's really helped me adjust a lot quicker, and also not only that, but being at Hope has allowed me to be around brothers I already know, Christian brothers, and having this curriculum that we're going by there at Hope. And it's really encouraging there, learning different things, new things, getting to watch these series that we have on TV, and a lot of resources available there at Hope, man. A lot of things, like a lot of new technology. We get to watch sermons on the computer, on the TV, books, all kind of stuff. So it's real good, real good environment to be in.
Excellent. What about, so now you come out, it's fairly recent, but you already even have a church that you're plugging into, that you're able to just walk in, you don't have to think about it. So how does it feel to know that you've already got like a home church ready to rock and roll? It's happy to have you.
Yeah, it was real good. Today was my first service, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. yeah, I know that having the church is extremely important, and having a biblical church is even more important. And at Hope, this church here, I can see is very biblical, and so it was real good. It feels good to have a good body of believers here, and that we can fellowship with, that can hold us accountable, things like that, and be encouraging to each other. And I can already see that here in this environment. So
Excellent.
If you're liking this content, don't miss out on future episodes. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. Now back to the show.
Why should anybody out here who never heard of this program before, doesn't know anything about it, why should they care about this program?
So personally, I grew up rough. I grew up on the streets, and I've been in and out of jails and prisons, juveniles, my whole life. I was in a gang. I went through a program to get, I was already got out of the gang, but I went through a program to get off gang file, and through all that, Chandler walked with me through all of that. It wasn't until this time I came to prison I became a Christian. But then not only that, Hope Prison Ministries, they discipled me, and they really helped me, and was walking me through that process. And it helped me to change. Ultimately, and because I'm from San Antonio and I came to Fort Worth over here, I didn't have to come over here. I came willingly because I knew that I needed to change, and I knew that he was helping me. He really did help me through walk me through my Christian walk in there. I lived it in there, and now I'm trying to live it out here. And he's really encouraging me and holding me accountable and all these things, to live different now, to change my life. So I think you need to support this ministry because it offers hope. It offers the gospel hope. It's biblical gospel hope. It really does, and hope in the sense that one, it offers Christ and salvation. Two, that it offers us a temporal success, in life and out here in the world. And
What would it be like for you if Hope Ministries or Hope Prison Ministries hadn't existed at all? What would be different? What would the consequences be if it didn't exist?
Yeah, so if I didn't have Hope, I probably would have went back to San Antonio, and which it would have been a lot easier for me to fall back into, crowds and such. I'm not saying that I would, but without Hope, I would probably be back in an old environment where I was more likely a bigger chance of me, going back to my old patterns and habits and things like that that's led me down the path that I've been on of incarceration for several years.
So I would think then from your answer that accountability, the fact that you have these brothers here that are basically holding you accountable and they're all wanting to build you up to succeed, that matters to you.
Yes.
Why?
That matters to me because I know, such as we learned from the sermon today, we need the church, we need the body, we need people to help us, hold us accountable, discipleship, that's really what it is, holding us accountable. And so having that here, man, that means a lot to me because, I recognize that I need that, in my life because, I'm prone, I have this propensity to go off and do my own thing, and that leads to bad places, So it really does mean a lot to me, to be here and have this accountability, this group of people, this group of men like Chandler, that really help and, call and text and come by, and we can come over here and meet with them so far in my experience.
We've reached the end of today's episode of Hope for Everybody. If you'd like to be a part of the show and tell us your story, please visit us online at hopeforeverybody.org.